my toes.
Hello, this is Johnny. You're looking at Ninja Turtle at RetroArcade system, and you could this is the arcade version, and it's a 2-player mode, and you can choose any person you want to play it. I'm gonna go ahead and get out, and just let you see, you could pick any game you like. You could press the select button and then choose whatever alphabet you want to go into, and then just press the A button and you're in the S, and you can go to any game you choose to play. Part 3. Part 5. And special. So, question is, well, how do you do that, Johnny? So, what we're going to do is you got arcade, you have different Neo Geo, Atari 7800, Lynx, and all that stuff. Okay, you got all this cool game you can play. Okay, so your question is, well, Johnny, how you do that? So what you need is a special RgR video card. That video card that he just created, it will be available in the website, and I'll show you how to get there. Right now, the video card that I'm using is called Adafruit, called Kippah, and right now it's very hard to get stuff from Adafruit, and it is always like out of stock. And also, it doesn't allow you to put a fan in it. So whenever you put Raspberry Pi and the card together, you sandwich it. You sandwich the two cards together. There's no breathing air in there. So he developed a card just like Adafruit, the video card, but it allows you to put allow you to blow air or suck the heat out, okay, for the Raspberry Pi. And those of you who use Raspberry Pi know that Raspberry Pi does heat up. You need a heat sink and you need a fan. So he have a video card that he had developed. It's the same as the card that you are seeing right here that tie all this system together with the Raspberry Pi, where all the button work, joystick work, and everything, and the video card together. So, and also he's doing a 10%. So let's go to my laptop, and I'll show you how to get there. And there's me. That was me when I was much younger. And this is one of my YouTube channel that I'm in. Well, one of my video, not channel, but that is my channel. Excuse me. So you go scroll down to the bottom. Now, if you do like the video, please give me a thumb up. So give me encouragement. I want to let people know I am not making commission from this person. I am not what you call it, owner or partnership with anybody. Whatever stuff that I get that is cool, I will refer you guys to it. Like I refer you to Raspberry Pi. Doesn't mean that I work for Raspberry Pi. It'd be nice, but I don't. Okay. I just stuff that I found that is cool, I will refer you to it. Now I bought 3 of this RetroArcade. Now the sad thing is they play pretty good, but not good like the way you want it. And it's also limited where you cannot play all kind of system. You only could play the emulator that they gave you. And you want to play Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, you don't want a full screen, you want a full screen, you want a full screen, or you don't want a full screen, you want a box screen. You can do all those. Now, this card right here, the RgR, is allow you to do that. If we place the card that is inside, and the measurement and the design is exactly the same size, and the port is exactly in the same place, so you don't have to dig or saw any hole to make this happen. Okay, and this system is ready to go. You could play what you see what I'm doing. I'm playing all the arcade game. Now remember, this is an arcade stick arcade game system, even though it's a mini version. It's not a big version like a bar top. It's a handheld version, screen size 4.3. And what we did is we took the design that they have with 6-button arcade, and we actually put a Raspberry Pi on it. So it's pretty much like the arcade 1-up that you guys are seeing, but it's a smaller version. You use the same Raspberry Pi, but this system is only cost you $71 to buy the RetroArcade that we are taking and modded. So those of you who have RetroArcade, I recommend to go ahead and mod, change out your board, use the RgR board, and get a Raspberry Pi. You will love your system very, very much. Like, I'm enjoying so much that I want to continue playing instead of doing video. But since there's a new product that's out, I want you guys to know about it. So once you come into this page, you're gonna click on pre-order, okay? And it say pre-order the Pi adapter and the DPI Display Hat, okay? And that's the video card, the video board, and we're gonna look at the picture and see what it looked like, okay? So I got the screen zoom in on my laptop so you could see it better. So let's see, did it go there? There you go. Okay, so the screen changed and I didn't even notice. Alright, so anyway, this is the car, and as you could see, it have a hole in the middle where this one doesn't. Okay, this is Adafruit. It's the same exact car, and not exact car, but it do the same exact thing, kind of car, using this is called a GPI, where my thumb is pointing to, that's called a GPI load, general purpose input output. Okay, and this is using a 40 pin where your screen is using. Okay, your screen cable plug into here, and you have some can zoom in this. Okay, you have some where it is 5 volt and 3 volt, and then you have ground, two ground. So you could actually plug into 2 fan, red for 5 volt and black for ground, and then you have to solder this. Okay, if you want to add a fan. Now if you don't want to add a fan, make sure you put a heatsink on your Raspberry Pi, and once it play 1 to 2 hours, you might want to go ahead and charge your system and let it cool down, because the Raspberry Pi will get heat up. So if you know how to solder it, I recommend you do that, because then you have a fan in the middle sucking the heat out and then blowing the air out. Okay, now once I'm ready to do that, I probably will start doing that, because I want to overclock my Raspberry Pi to 1.5. And those of you who know what I'm talking about, is you're able to play the Dreamcast much better in some of the game. Not all the game play perfect, but after you overclock it, it will play much better. So I wanted to overclock my Raspberry Pi, and that's the reason I bought the B version, because B version will allow you to overclock it to 1.5 and the performance is a lot better, and you could even play PSP. I saw a YouTube video talking about Raspberry Pi that they are playing PSP game, and he loved it. He said there was no lacking, no sound, no sound lacking, no game lacking, and so I want to clock it and play my PSP. Now, so the PSP will work on this Raspberry B Plus version, but you just have to buy this video card. Now he have it in stock, but right now it's in Chinese New Year. It's going to take a little while before he could ship this out. I think February the 18th or so he could ship this out to you. And this is called the RgR DPI Display Hat, and I believe it's like $16 something, and he's giving a 10% right here. So the Pi itself is $49.95, and the car is $16.95, and you get 10% discount. Okay, you could pre-order it before February 18th, where we see a 10%. So you need to order this before February 18th, before the 10% go away. So I need to go there and order it, and you just have to do is if you want to use a PayPal. Now this person have a good credit, otherwise he will not give you this PayPal thing. Whenever you purchase something, use something to protect you, like PayPal. PayPal is like eBay company that used to be the same company. What they do is when I have a problem with one of my system and I couldn't get my money back, I call PayPal and they took care of it. In about a week, I got my money back. So, that little RetroArcade FC that I told you about it, that it will not power on no more because I bought one that it was defected. So yes, I recommend whenever you purchase something, find something that have an eBay or PayPal support that you could at least get your money back. So this person is pretty cool. He's very nice, very friendly. He will, if you have any problem, you could ask me and I could contact him, and we could get some answer for you if you have any question. But I'm not associated with the company. I don't work for the company. I don't work for him. He don't work for me. I'm just a person who's giving you information. And whenever I recommend something, I always try to help my viewer with information that I know. And if I don't know, I try to figure it out, and then I give you the information. I used to play with Raspberry Pi a lot, but now I haven't touched it for a year. So there's a lot of stuff that I have to go back and retouch up, refresh my memory. And I even have to go back and check my old video that I did a long time ago. And I have to do that so I could get some information of what and how I do stuff, like adding game to it, adding more game to my system, and changing the controller and stuff like that. Okay, now remember, this system is made for arcade, meaning arcade, made for all, made for 2000, made for 2010, Final Burnout, Capcom 1, Capcom 2, okay, and we'll play PlayStation, and Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, all the Nintendo Game Boy, the older model. Now Nintendo 64, it requires you to use the fancy, the two analog. See right there, that where's my finger? That's the analog. You need two of them to play Nintendo 64. So those of you see the Raspberry Pi, people playing Raspberry Pi, because they are plugged into a TV and they're using the secondary control card, not this kind of arcade bar, this kind of setup. So if you have a Pi Cat from Adafruit, use this kind of setting, or Arcade 1-Up, use this kind of setting, you are not able to play Nintendo 64. I'm sorry, with this controller. You will have to buy an Xbox controller. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to think about doing is, since this thing I only have 128 gigabyte, I might have one system set up to play PlayStation, and one system set up to play, just arcade. So I could put a design on the side and design on the front, and picture it right here in the keyboard, and punch hole to it and tape it here and make it look like a true arcade. So that's what I wanted to do with my mini version of it. And if you could ask him, he will print you some design and picture for you. He does that on one of his videos. He actually have the picture design on his arcade, like he have a coin button or something. And you could ask him, you could sketch out a design, say, hey, this is what I want. Can you do that? And he probably will sell